Sorry to interject. Two of those points. There is data from the MOJ showing that Somalians and Afghans the figure was up to 20. I think it's lower, maybe 10 times more likely to commit sexual offences than Brits.
The MOJ does not give figures of people of specific backgrounds. That is aggregated. No, that's incorrect.
Okay.
Here's Fahima arguing bullshit facts and figures from another leftist university propaganda think tank.
If multiculturalism has failed, then both the US and the UK were failures from the start. Economically, migrants in the UK have made net positive fiscal contribution. Research, this is from the UCL London University, and also found European migrants contributed billions more in taxes than they took out in services. And that's not collapse, that's contribution. And demographically, Western countries are aging rapidly. Without migration, our dependency ratio worsens. In the UK, around 40% of the NHS doctors are trained and from overseas. So that's really running the NHS and the health system right now. Even on crime, multiple US studies, including analysis summarized by the Migration Policy Institute, shows that immigrants are less likely to commit violent crimes than native-born citizens.
Sorry to interject. Two of those points. There is data from the MOJ showing that Somalians and Afghans the figure was up to 20. I think it's lower, maybe 10 times more likely to commit sexual offences than Brits.
The MOJ does not give figures of people of specific backgrounds. That is aggregated. No. That's incorrect.
Okay, you need to let me finish speaking if we're going to have a conversation. And second point, I'll come to you, Annie, is that we talk about replacing the demographic of the UK because native Brits aren't having children. I mean, that doesn't sound like a benefit to me, that you lose the demographic, the native English person or British person of the UK to be replaced with migrants from abroad. Fahima, can I ask you, please, do you agree there are community tensions up and down the UK because of mass migration? And if so, why do you think that is?
I think there's community tensions because of the sort of media rhetoric that is being played and focused on this issue. There is definitely more and better manageable policies that needs to be better. But I do feel it's not just to do with the immigration, it's to do with the fact that, there are other factors involved when it comes to finance, when it comes to, not diversity itself. I think it's the failure of governance. And obviously that's just been fueling the public frustration and blaming and diverting, where if people were actually doing their job properly when it comes to the above levels in government and actually having better processes when it comes to immigration law and also the borders, then that would also alleviate a lot of the problems that we have right now. Because
how's it the government's fault that more than 1 million people can't speak English and that foreign nationals are claiming 10 billion quid's worth a year of benefits? How's that the government's fault?
They cannot claim benefits unless the government allows them to. And when you come here at a certain way, this is democracy. It's not failing. And there's not more than 1 million people that doesn't speak English. Those figures are absolutely incorrect as well.
1.9 million immigrants in the UK actually claim for universal credit. Do you think that's fair? How is that fair in the UK?
Well, that again is also to do with the kind of low skill wage and the fact that people are, not actually doing what they can in order to actually go into the, employment and do what they have to. There's lots of people that are actually working that are actually not homegrown. A lot of people that are claiming benefits are actually people that are from this country, and the ones that are actually working, studying are actually from abroad. And if you look at the levels, that's what it shows.
Yes, the multicultural society has been a complete disaster. Now, if governments around the world stuck to the plan of making high-skilled migration the only migration available to these third world countries, then we wouldn't even be having this conversation.